is on the floor.
As Minister Designate for Roads and Transports, Roads and Highways. Thereafter, we shall have Honorable Haruna Idrisu, Minister Designate for Education, and Honorable Eriko Poku, Minister Designate for Food and Agriculture. Honorable members, we've agreed to start the day with Honorable Governs Kwame Agbodza. Clerk, may you invite him to take the seat. Clerk of the committee, may you proceed to conduct the swearing in for the nominee.
I hereby.
Honorable nominee, your microphone, please.
I, Governs Kwame Agbodza,
Swear by the Almighty God.
swear by the Almighty God
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
Touching the matter in issue.
touching the matter in issue
Shall be the truth.
shall be the truth,
The whole truth.
the true whole truth,
And nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you.
Honorable members, may I find out from my ranking member whether he has opening remark.
Chairman, rightly so. I have some opening remarks to make on behalf of the minority caucus. First, we congratulate our colleague on his nomination, and also to say that we have noticed from the communication coming from the presidency that this time the letter was duly signed by Mr. President himself. Suffice to state that there is no cabinet yet. So we want to draw the attention of Mr. President that in his letter, since there is no cabinet, he couldn't have copied secretary to cabinet. And we noticed from the letter that he's copied the Vice President, Jubilee House, the Chief of Staff, Jubilee House, and also the Secretary to Cabinet. There is none. A view on some 3 important national issues.
Honorable ranking, I recognize point of order.
The Constitution makes provision for a cabinet, and then it makes provision for appointing ministers to fill the cabinet. So the cabinet exists as an institution and has its secretary as ministers are being appointed to that cabinet. So you cannot say that because the cabinet, which is made up of the ministers, is not yet fully constituted, that there is no secretariat, that there is no secretary to cabinet. I've worked at the office of the president before, and I know that there's an office there that is the cabinet's office. that will usually have a secretary. And for records purposes, documents have to be copied them so that they keep the records. So please, this level of trying to belittle everybody and create an impression that people don't know what they are about must stop. And secondly, I see that you're about to read a copious press conference. And I have an objection to that, pursuant to Order 2671 and 2.
Honorable Ayarga, your first point is well taken.
Yes.
We cannot preempt what he will say in his remaining remarks that he will have to do. So I agree with you that cabinet exists as an office, so in the Constitution, and whatever letter that you are writing, at least you should make provision for a copy to be given to that particular office. So, Honorable Ranking Member, may you proceed
Chairman,
with your...
Chairman,
Are you on a point of order?
Yes, please. On what Honorable Ayarga said.
What is your point of order?
Yes, let me refer to my colleague to Article 76 of the Constitution on the establishment of a cabinet. It says that there shall be consist of the President and Vice President and not less than 10 and not more than 19 ministers of state. 2, the cabinet shall assist the President in the determination of general policy of the government. 3, talks about there shall be a secretary to the cabinet who shall be appointed by the President. As we speak, all appointments duly made by the President has been communicated to the country. We don't know of any appointed secretary to the cabinet as envisaged under the Constitution. So if a letter is written to the Speaker and copied to the Secretary to the Cabinet, who is unknown, so it's right for the leader, minority leader, to have raised that. We don't have a Secretary to the Cabinet duly appointed in accordance with the Constitution. We don't have to. We know there's a secretariat, but who is the Secretary to the Cabinet? Who was copied? So let's agree and move. We are talking about the Secretary to the Cabinet who was copied in the...
Honorable members, I think from the discussion, the Constitution is very clear that there shall be a cabinet, there shall be a secretary. And if cabinet exists and a letter is written, copied cabinet, I do not see anything wrong if such a letter is copied to that particular institution. I think it is in line with our normal practice that a copy of the letter. So, honorable members, can we make progress? Is it on the same issue? No, honorable Whip, I do not think we should spend so much time on this issue. I am minded to give the floor to the ranking member to proceed.
Too much time.
Just
an observation.
Honorable Chief Whip.
Speaker,
I am minded. I am minded to give the floor to your leader to proceed with his comments.
But I have an observation to make, pursuant to what the Honorable Mama Ayarga said.
Honorable Chief Whip, I am minded to give the floor to minority leader to
Speaker, are you
proceed.
saying you allow me to speak? Is that it?
You will speak later.
No, I want to speak now. I insist I
minority
speak now.
leader,
No,
proceed.
It's important I speak. It's important. It's important. Yeah, so you should listen to me. But you should listen to me first. No, you raise a matter which is not right. Speaker, we cannot begin on this note. He made a point. If you just tolerate me just a minute, leader. He made a point that...
Honourable members, can we make progress?
Minority leader. No, I insist. I need to say this. He made a point.
Honourable members, can we make progress?
No.
Honourable minority leader, you have the floor.
Us. We are members of this committee. Respect us. Respect my opinion. Listen to me. What? No, what is that? Why? I respect the chair.
Honourable members,
I do respect the chair.
Honourable members, I intend to manage the proceedings today. Having taken a point of order,
Yeah, so
I have given the opportunity to my left side to also come in. And after that, I do not want us to engage in a banter on a preliminary issue. That is why I pleaded with you that let's give the floor
Yes,
to the minority leader to proceed.
I concede.
Because
going forward,
taking you, I'll have to take some from here, which would involve, you understand? So,
Speaker, no, please. Why? If for nothing at all, at least we
Chairman,
listen to leaders.
Chairman.
When we meet, we listen to
Mr.
leaders.
Chairman.
Just a small point.
No, let's just try and tolerate each other here.
No,
What is wrong with
if you had allowed me, just a minute.
Yes, we would have
But
gone
you were
forward.
allowed. You should
Mr.
be
Chair,
allowed. I should not be allowed.
honorable members, order. Honorable members, order. I do not think we should be debating point of order. A point of order has been raised and have created the opportunity to my left side for a response. And once a response has been given to the point of order, we should proceed. So, honorable minority leader, you have the floor.
Speaker, is it the case that you won't listen to me? If it's the case that you won't listen to me, that's fine. I'll give it to you.
Mr. Speaker,
But my
Mr.
colleague,
Speaker,
my senior colleague,
I think he
Honorable
doesn't
Ayariga,
have the floor.
use the word.
He's been disruptive.
Use
He's
the
been
word.
indisciplined. He's been
Attributing it to
disruptive
the
and indisciplined.
Respected
Look,
minority leader.
Look, we
That
need
this
Mr. Speaker,
attempt
Mr.
at
Chairman,
seeking to belittle.
we need
that
to
word should be
understand that
withdrawn.
this is an extension
No,
of
he shouldn't
Parliament.
be allowed to be using those words on the
This
minority
is an
leader.
extension of
It's most
Parliament.
unfair.
He
It's
ought
not
to
fair.
understand that. He's been a member of this
Speaker,
Parliament
it's
for
not
4
fair.
terms. He was out of... You didn't give him the floor yet.
You do not have the floor.
He doesn't have the floor either.
You see, the minority leader has the floor. So please, Honorable Chief Whip, just give the minority leader the opportunity to this thing.
Speaker, you know, in this house, I respect you a lot. If it is a case that you are insisting that I shouldn't speak, I should defer to my leader, fine. The point I really wanted to make, a word used by Honorable Ayariga,
Honorable Chief Whip.
saying that the
Honorable
Chief
Whip.
He used that word. It should not be
Honorable
entertained.
Chief Whip.
No.
Honorable Chief Whip.
Well,
The floor
Speaker, you can
is
have your way.
given
You can have
to
your way.
the minority leader on whose behalf you want to speak. And I believe he will deal with the issue. That is why I'm pleading with you that let's give the floor to the minority leader. Yes.
Honorable Chair, I think we on this committee, we try to respect each and everybody's view. There's something that we need to observe here. Let's try as much as possible to be tolerant to what we have been tolerant over the years. But why is it that this time around you want to gag and you don't want us to say what we have to say? Oh, no, please. Why, if you are not giving opportunity for people to express themselves, this is the floor of Parliament.
Honorable Deputy Leader, with all due respect, I am to manage the affairs today. A point of order is not supposed to be debated. So a point of order has been raised. And I have given an opportunity to the other side for a response. Are we going to debate the point of order? It is on that basis that I was with a view that once we have taken a response to the point of order, the member speaking should be given the opportunity to continue.
Mr. Chair, if there's a serious concern, obviously you should allow it to be expressed there. You should listen to each other. Please.
Speaker, listen to me.
Honorable Minority Leader, you may please proceed.
So, Chairman, As was earlier observed, I need to reiterate on behalf of the minority caucus that we are pleased that upon raising constitutional objections to the earlier communication from the presidency, the right thing has been done. This time around, Mr. President himself has signed the letter, which letter is dated the 16th of January 2025, signed by himself with his full name. However, we are concerned about some other matters contained in the letter, one of which is the fact that this letter has been copied to the Secretary to Cabinet Office, Jubilee House, Accra. In view of Article 76, 77 of the Constitution, which I hereby, with your leave, proceed to read. 76(1), quote, "There shall be a cabinet which shall consist of the President, the Vice President, and not less than 10 and not more than 90 ministers of state." 76(2), "The cabinet shall assist the President in the determination of general policy of the government." 76(3), "There shall be a secretary to the cabinet who shall be appointed by the President." Mr. Chairman, in our view as minority, there must first be a cabinet. Here we are. We've only considered 3 nominees. Today, we are proceeding with the second batch of nominees. In fact, none of the nominees earlier interviewed has had a report duly moved on the floor to be taken, approved, and to be sworn in. We have become aware that Mr. President has appointed his secretary. We have become equally aware that Mr. President has appointed his chief of staff. We have become aware that Mr. President has appointed an advisor, a security advisor, to his office. These are matters of constitutional importance. There is no such cabinet yet. You cannot place something on nothing. It will fall. That is a rule. The Constitution provides for a cabinet, and we agree that that cabinet would have a secretariat. But there is no such cabinet in place, and the President has not even announced the appointment of a secretary to cabinet yet to be formed. So, Mr. Chair, we insist that this is being done in good faith. It's our duty as minority to point out some of these things to government. We do not do this to obstruct government. In fact, for the records, this is the first time that major appointments, nominations, are being considered expeditiously, because our side is of the view that the government must be in shape to get the country moving. We don't want the country to be run by civil servants at the various ministries. It's the reason why we are cooperating with government. Chairman, our second observation that has to do with a matter of national importance. And this matter is rooted in the case of Theophilus Donko versus the Attorney General,
Mr. Chairman.
decided on the 12th of June 2019.
Point of order. Point
And
of order.
it was a matter that my respected colleague, Godwin Eduji Tamaklu, did at the Supreme Court. The background to this matter...
Mr. Point of order.
The background
point
to
of
this
order,
matter...
Mr. Chairman. Point of order.
It's as a result of
Point of order.
some revocation of appointments that took place in 2017. In the view of Mr. Eduji Tamaklo, certain chief executives who were appointed by the government, and for that matter, they were under Article 191 and 195, ought not to be sacked by mere operation of a change of government. This is what
Chairman, I have a point of
the
order.
court
I have a point of order.
said. Okay, sure. All right. Chairman, if you want to
I
take a point of
recognize,
order,
I recognize Honorable Yarega on a point of order.
Mr. Chairman, the standing orders of the Republic of Ghana makes provision for the establishment of committees, subcommittees, ad hoc committees, and etc. And then it provides for the scope of deliberation of committees. Scope of deliberation of committees. Everybody open your standing orders. Look at order 267. Everybody, please. I don't want us to sound like we're just being difficult. Open your standing orders. Let's read together. Order 267. 1 of 267 says that in the exercise of the oversight function of a committee, the committee may consider a matter within its mandate. A matter within its mandate. Number 1. Number 2, 2672 says that where the speaker refers a matter to a committee, the deliberations of that committee shall be confined to that matter. Shall be confined to that matter. The speaker has referred to us the nomination of Honorable Agbodza for the post of Minister for Roads. And he is before us for vetting. Our mandate is to stick to the nomination and processing, questioning him, and etc. What has that got to do with a case that Eduji has initiated? Are you getting the point? And that relates to the appointment of chief executives. Are we considering the nomination of chief executive before this committee? Are we processing any chief executive before this committee? So how does the issue of how chief executives are dismissed, how they are appointed, the proper subject of this committee's deliberation this morning? You see, we cannot, every morning that we come here, turn this platform into a press conference. We cannot do that. It cannot be tolerated. It cannot be encouraged. When somebody objects, then you say that we're trying to be difficult. Please, we're all decent gentlemen and women here. Let's keep to our mandate. We are here to consider the nomination of 3 nominees that are before us. Let's stick to that. National issues, so what is not a national issue? Whether there's a toilet in my village, it's a national issue. Whether there's water flowing in my hometown, it's a national issue. Because everybody can decide what he defines as a national issue. But we're not saying that it is not even a national issue. We're saying that by our own standing orders, it is not a matter properly before us as a committee. And we are not mandated as a committee to consider it. Please, you are a senior lawyer. You are a senior lawyer. Read these standing orders. They are very clear.